Good morning. This is your drawing teacher, Monica Lynn James, and I will be showing you how to draw upside down. This is from the book Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain from Betty Edwards. You're going to take your first handout, which is a horse, and of course, turn it upside down. I'm using a drawing board, and you should too. You can sit it in your lap, but you want to try to get it as vertical as you can. You tape down the handout, and then you tape down your drawing paper right next to it. You can also tape your drawing paper directly on top of the drawing. You get a cover sheet, something that is either white, it can be colored paper, but very clear. It's to help cover the drawing, so you don't want any writing on it or anything that would confuse your eyes. So you move the paper down about 2 inches. I'm using my favorite tool, a Sharpie, but you can use a pencil or a black pen. First, you locate a starting point. Do I want to start here? Do I want to start here? If you're a righty, start on the right-hand side. If you're a lefty, start on the left-hand side. Also, if you're left-handed, you can switch this entire thing around. You could have your drawing over here to the right and your drawing paper over here to your left. Since I'm right-handed, I'm going to start over here to the right. You try to follow the lines with your eyes and your pen or pencil. Your drawing tool should be moving as slow as an ant, slowly climbing along the line, following the line with your eyes, and your hand should be acting almost as a machine, following your eyes. Pay attention to the shape and curve of the lines, and do not talk during this. I'm having a little trouble because I am talking. When you're talking, the left hemisphere of your brain takes over, and it does not like to draw. So, you do one section. It's like taking the drawing in very small bites. Slide the paper down, your cover sheet. And now you continue the drawing. Very slowly, picking up where you left off and following the curves and the shape that you see. You do not want to think about objects, things, hoofs, knees, eyes, nose, mouth. The only thing you want to think about is shapes. Where do things connect? This line that connects here with the hoof. Distances. How far is one object from another? Where does this line connect? Here or here? It connects here and has a little curve. Shape. It goes in, it goes down. Follow each line just like a road map or like your GPS. Does it turn to the left? Turn to the right? Curve a little bit up or down? Connects here and goes there. Do each small section at a time. If you are brand new to drawing, you can do much smaller sections. You decide how much you want to take on at a time. This line goes here and stops about there. This is an exercise in visual measurement. Eventually, your eyes will be able to measure distance, shape, size, communicate that to your brain, all the way down to your hand and your drawing tool, which will be then able to duplicate the measurements that you are seeing. The book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, is full of exercises and ideas that will help you to transfer into the right hemisphere of your brain. This is the hemisphere that controls drawing, painting, music, and creativity. Finish a section and slide the cover sheet down. This time I'm going to start on this side because I feel like doing something a little different. Connections. Where does this connect? Below this line. Not up here, but down here. Where does this line stop in comparison? It's a little bit above. Duplicate that measurement. If you can duplicate all of the tiny measurements and locations of each line, you will create a realistic drawing. And that is what drawing is all about. It is not a magical, mysterious process that only some can do and others cannot. It's a process that anyone can learn. Anyone can learn to access the right hemisphere of their brain. This curve goes up, up, around, almost like a circle. Follow and follow. I look at this connection here. How far apart? Where do they meet? Are they lined up? It's a little further over. So I match that here. It's all about duplicating, copying what you see, visually copying what you see happening with the lines. If you have done this before, and I have done this many, many times, every time you do this exercise, it is strengthening your visual measurement. It's an excellent warm-up for drawing to get you into the right mode of thinking. I made that a little too large in comparison. When you get to things that you know, I know this is a nose, but I have to make sure that I am thinking shape, not nose, but shape. Your eyes should be constantly looking back and forth from the drawing, the upside down drawing that you are copying, to your drawing paper. and at nothing else. The minute you talk, the minute you look away, the minute you become distracted, you've broken your concentration, and sometimes you've left the right side of your brain, which controls drawing, and entered the left hemisphere of your brain, which the majority of people are controlled by. Most people are dominated by one side or the other. They're right brain people or left brain people. But you can learn to control that. A little shape here, and a little tiny shape there, and a little shape here, and a little shape here. And now these shapes, where do they start? Do they start here or here? Kind of in the middle. All of this happens in my brain hundreds of times as I'm looking at each line, where it connects, where it starts, where it goes. If you make a mistake, just go with it. Make it into something new, or just realize, okay, I didn't get that line quite right, but I'm moving right along. This is not about perfection. It is an exercise. Before a basketball game, basketball players will shoot layups. They'll shoot ball after ball after ball after ball after ball. It doesn't really matter if they get it in or not. It's the practice that matters. This is that type of exercise. It's an exercise. It's a practice in visual measurement. So it doesn't really matter if you get it wrong or get it right. Just by practicing this, you will get better and better every time. I made a mistake there, but I'll make it into something different. It's much harder to do this in pen or marker because you can't erase your mistakes. If you do this in pencil and you catch yourself making a mistake, you can go back, erase, and move the line where it is supposed to be. Do not turn your paper around until everything is complete. Let's see how good I did. Not too shabby. We will be doing a series of drawings upside down. We will be doing a dog, group of dogs actually, a strange looking man that was drawn by Pablo Picasso, of course upside down. For those of you that are advanced, you can take on the extra challenge of this very detailed drawing of a woman. Do your best. See you next time.